Madam Madhumita, kindly
Yes,
play
sir.
the.
Yes, sir. So do we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome you all. Very good evening to everyone. The BFSI Committee of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India presents the webinar today, which is named Banking Analytics for Strategic Growth. And we are really, really delighted to have everyone today, all the eminent personalities and the dignitaries, because we think that it's a privilege for all of us to have you all in this digital forum, which would be benefiting our members and all the others at large. So, without wasting much of time, we'll be starting with the webinar of today, the banking analytics for strategic growth. And before we start the program, we would like to have it with our institute anthem.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति.
So, sir, just before we start off with the webinar, I would hand over the session to CMA Arup Shankar Bhakti, sir, who is Senior Director Membership and BFSI, HOD and Secretary of BFSI, for introduction of today's topic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have an event titled Banking Analytics for Strategic Growth. We have a series of very eminent personalities, both from within the institute and from outside the institute, who will be addressing to the members and the participants. Our President, sir, will be CMA Bishwarup Basu, will be joining us very soon. We have our Vice President, sir, CMA P. Raju Iyer. We have members from the council, Chairman of the BFSI committee, CMA Chittaranjan Chatterjee, sir. We have council member come Chairman of the CAT committee and the AAT board, CMA H. Padmanabhan, sir. And we have a series of very, very eminent and eminent personalities. We have Dr. Netra Sambamurthy along with us. We have CMA Dr. S. Vasudevan, sir, along with us. And we also have Sri Utpal Chakraborty along with us. Their introductions will come later. As far as the topic is concerned, there are two, if we look at the theme of the topic, banking analytics for strategic growth. As businesses become more and more complex day by day, a lot of challenges come up. The banking sector is there everywhere. It is there in our personal lives. It is there in the smallest of the business, and it is there in the biggest of the business. It is a pillar that cannot be ignored by anyone, however small or big he is. In this complex world, even in the pandemic situation, even when the economies are rising, or even when economies go through recession, the banks play a major role. And as far as the stability of the banks are concerned, their growth models, their safety, their costing models, it is a lot of it's based on data. In the initial years, when the banking industry, a lot of time back, when it was first started, this data was collected in-house by people. As it tried to expand, more players started coming in. There were specific people who were gathering this data, and we had terms like data mining and stuff. But with the social media coming in and the big data, the total game plan has totally changed. It is without analytics. It is without analytical tools. It is, we can say it is almost impossible for the banks to pursue their strategic growth path. So to explain us these models, how the banking analytics play a very crucial role in the strategies for growth, our eminent speakers are there. So without taking much of time, I would request the chairman of BSFI committee, CMA Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay sir, to kindly give the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, CMA Arubakji, our Senior Director and HOD of the Banking, Financial Service and Insurance Committee. Respected President Sir, CMA Vishnu Basu would be joining very shortly. Respected Vice President CMA P. Rajoya Sir, my very beloved friend of the Council, who is untiring effort he is giving for the profession, CMH Padmanabhan, who is the Chairman of CAT and CAT, I mean Committee for Accounting Technicians and AAT Board, and our very honorable speakers and Dr. Netta Sambamurthy, Dr. S. Basudevan, CMA, and Madam Dr. R. Sen Bhamai, the Dean of Institute of Analytics, all my council members, all the attendees from India and abroad, students from CMA fraternity, from other fraternity. We have with us our Senior Director of Studies, CMA Dr. D.P. Nandi. Today, it's really a memorable day for us because the banking analytics program, we were thinking that there should be a program which should be robust in nature and exciting. Because India is a country with so many strong positives in terms of availability of agrarian land, productive labor, entrepreneurial commitment, and so on. India has been making great strides post the IT revolution and has geared up for a complete digital revolution, creating enough opportunity to digital economy and its growth. The economy of the country is notably and substantially supported by a robust banking sector, with technology being the prime mover, or rather enabler, for fast-paced, widespread, deep-dwelling economic development. It becomes inevitable to build an enabling banking support system. This is because of sheer bank's network size and its potential to leverage technology, entrepreneurialism, and above all, infusion of credit facility to propel growth. Banking analytics includes and involves the issue of technology and advanced data science, such as predictive analytical modeling, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. With this end in view, BFSI Committee of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India is going to host this webinar on banking analytics for India's strategic growth. The takeaway from the session will be the concept of understanding of a top-down, bottom-top approach for consumer-level structural change for multiplier growth effect of banking investment among banks India's needy. It will also deal with how banking analytics can become the transform of at least 200 million jobs, resulting in $2 trillion cumulative dollars as incremental economy in another 6 to 10 years, generating the velocity of $10,000 over 10 years period with the aspiration of almost 400 million people. In fact, this program, when we, with this thought process, when we conceive the program, we could understand there's organizations in the USA where our member, Dr. CMA S. Vasudevan, whom I remember in the day, from the day of, I am very much thankful to CMH Padmanabhan, who invited us in the Southern Indian Region Council to have a, deliberations from Dr. Netra and Dr. S. Vasudevan. So from that day, the mind was there that we shall be having a program on this big data matter, analytical matter, with none less than the Institute of Analytics USA. Let me introduce Institute of Analytics also, because today the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, which is having 110 chapters, 5 lakhs of students, having 85,000 members all over, and it is the second largest body, CMA body in the world, the first largest and the largest body in Asia. So in that case, Institute of Analytics, that USA is known as IOA, is the training division of CRM Portals USA, established for providing training in big data intelligence in USA, India, and other parts of the world. The big data intelligence programs of IOA include certificate diploma and postgraduate diploma in data science, big data technologies, including machine learning and artificial intelligence. IOA also offers tailor-made customized program for various sectors that include BFSI analytics, and even more specifically in banking analytics, insurance analytics, investment analytics, and also health analytics, HR analytics, and the like. So therefore, it is our privilege to have the personality from these particular institutions, Institute of Analytics, who will be ultimately Dr. Netra and our Dr. Vasudevan. And most important thing is that in the Indian banking system, the artificial intelligence, how it is being roped in, that is also we will be hearing from Sri Utpal Chakraborty, the Chief Artificial Intelligence Officer. So it is really a great privilege for me. I welcome you all in this event. We have with us now our President also, Seme Bisuru Basu. Welcome you, sir. So with this short note, I request our S. Bagchi to navigate the program. Thank you.
Welcome, President, sir. I would request our Central Council member and Chairman of the committee and the AAT board, CMH Padmanabhan, who's a banker himself, to kindly give a special address. Padmanabhan, sir, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Respected Honorable President of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, CMA Bisuru Basudada, Honorable Vice President P. Rajwir, sir, and the most dynamic, I should tell, the young, energetic, who brought the concept, MSME Mitra, and the ministry is also very happy. It is none other than CMA Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay, sir. We call him affectionately Chittuda. And I am very happy that today Dr. Vasudevan, sir, is very much amidst us, a very dynamic personality. Another young person, I should tell, who is instrumental in organizing skill, we should learn from him. And we are blessed with the presence of Dr. Mitra Sambamurthy, sir, and our own from the banking field, Yes Bank, our Utpal Chakraborty, sir. And Yes Bank is always with the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. I remember when Chittoda organized a special, unique program for Jammu and Kashmir, and from Srinagar, Madam came, and she has been involving herself in all the activities of the institute, giving all support to the institute. And she is not a CMA, but she was deliberating as though she is more than a CMA. That is just for the information of Utpal, sir, I would like to share. And hearty congratulations to BFSI committee. In fact, I call it as a board, not as a committee. It is a board. It has expanded like anything with Arup Bakshi sir, Dibendra Roy sir, Madhusmita, Rajendra Bose sir, Nisha Diwan madam. Then today we are having the presence of Dr. Nandi sir also. Why I am telling this is it has expanded. This is the first webinar program by BFSI in the new year. New year means the first year of the new decade. With a bang, Chittoda has come. And today the topic is very, very relevant for the simple reason that we talk about analytics and so many things. We would love to hear from Utpal sir, Vasudevan sir, and Sambamurthy sir. However, the days are gone when banks go for that segment, target, acquire and retain the customers. Now banks are more worried about the various risk that is being involved while trying to make profit. That is the most important. That is where I think Sambamurthy sir will be deliberating more nicely, Vasudevan sir and Utpal sir also. The reason being, why I am telling this is that know your customer, this thing has gone. It is like know the family of the customers. That is very, very important. It is not the know your customer alone. The entire background, everything should be known for that, because the risk management, NPA management, the frauds that are happening, and frauds are not done by the common man. That is the beauty. It is not done by layman. They come to the bank otherwise also for savings or whatever it is. We are watching. Chittoda being a banker, he himself would have seen how much he has tried to help those innocent officials of bank. where they had landed in trouble because of some this or that. This analytics and this thing and this most important topic. And Arubhachi sir was telling very nicely in the beginning about the recession. And shall I tell you one secret? Other than the public sector banks in the entire world, that is India, all other private generation banks or whatever it is in different parts of the country, they all were become scapegoat of that recession. But our public sector banks, as the Honorable Prime Minister, as the Honorable Finance Minister, in those days were also telling India could this thing because of the public sector, this thing which we are maintaining. And once again, hearty congratulations to Chitoda for bringing a wonderful topic. And I thank Honorable President and Chitoda in particular for in this pandemic situation, all the way traveling to Delhi and ensuring the release of MSME. Because banks means it is, we also serve the organized and unorganized sectors like small scale industries, units and this thing. And more number of courses with the help of eminent faculty members, this BFSI has brought both for insurance as well as the banking sector. And also being the chairman of Indirect Taxation Committee, also being the honorable board member of AIT board, Chitoda, you are doing a wonderful job. In fact, we are blessed that such a type of effective, efficient elected representatives are there in our institute. We are very, very happy. And as Arubhachi sir also told, let me also have the privilege of listening to Utpal sir, Vasudevan sir, and Samba Murthy sir. Kindly allow me to stop here. Maybe I am a banker. Otherwise, as a CMA also, as a student, today we would like to attend the entire program very with focus, and let us listen to our honorable speakers. Otherwise, from my side, hearty congratulations and best wishes, and many, many thanks to Utpal sir, Vasudevan sir, and Samba Murthy sir for accepting our request and blessing us on this occasion with their presence. And we are this thing. And my pranams to you, Samba Murthy sir, for joining us on this occasion. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Arubhachi sir. Over to you. Arubhachi sir, over to you.
Thank you, Padmanavam sir, for that very in-depth but very lucid way of presenting the theme and what we are about to hear from the eminent speakers. Our other member and the chairman of the Board of Advanced Studies and members in Industry Committee, CMA Devashish Mitra sir, he's in a meeting right now with the Railway Board, so he may be joining us a bit later. So in the meantime, we have the pleasure of having the president of the institute, CMA Vishwarup Basu sir, with us, and I would request President sir to kindly give
Arubhachi sir, if you can also give a chance to Raju Iyer sir, because by the time vote of thanks it will be to this thing. Let Vice President, because the first program of Chitoda, Vice President should address, and then Vishwarup Dada indeed will. But Raju Iyer sir, if you can give best wishes, and we'll go ahead.
Yes sir, Raju sir, please sir.
Good evening. Welcome to all, everyone. Very happy and healthy and peaceful New Year. The New Year and Sankranti has begun very well, and we are having very eminent speakers. Respected our Honorable President, CMA Vishwarup Basuji, and our Chairman for BFSI Committee, CMA Chittaranjan Chatterjee, and our Chairman for CAT and Board of Advanced Studies, Board of the AIT Board, CMA H. Padmanavan, and our eminent speakers, CMA see Utpal Chakravarti, and to see our Vasudevan sir, and who is very close friend of mine, and Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, and who is very much here, who is very senior, and who is very happy to be joining with you, and who has addressed in all our meetings. So the topic is very, very important, and it is very much sensitive, and it will be really adding value to our profession and our members and all that. Actually, there are 4 kinds of data analytics normally we will say: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So how it will be helping our CMA fraternity, and how it will be helping the banking sector, and how it will be helping the growth and the prosperity of the economy and industries and nations will be highlighted by the matter. Especially the analytics, our students and members should know that first it is a descriptive, how they're describing the data and how the data has been analyzed, and how it is going to be diagnostic, and a predictive and a prescriptive the solution. So those things will be highlighted by our eminent speakers. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm also very eager to listen to everyone, and we will discuss the end also. Thank you. Good day. Wish you all the best. Good day.
Thank you so much, Vice President Sir, CMA Raju Iyer Sir, running us through the technicalities and also for your wishes for the program. Thank you so much, sir. Your presence means a lot to us. Now I request the Honorable President, CMA Bishwar Basu Sir, to kindly address us through his presidential address. Sir.
A very good evening to all of you, respected CMAP Raju Iyer, our Honorable Vice President of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, CMA Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay, Chairman Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Committee, CMA H. Padmanabhan, my beloved Chairman Committee for Accounting Technicians and AAT Board, CMA Devashish Mitra, Chairman Board of Advanced Studies and Research, and members in Industry Committee. Our eminent speakers today, Dr. Shamba Murthy, former promoter and managing director, Institute of Analytics, USA. CMA Dr. S. Vasudevan, Director, Business Development, Institute of Analytics, USA. Sri Utpal Chakravarti, Head of Artificial Intelligence, Yes Bank. My professional brothers and sisters, our illustrious past president of the Institute, my professional brothers and sisters, my beloved members and students. A very good evening to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to be present here at this webinar session organized by Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Committee of the Institute on Banking Analytics for Strategic Growth. The topic is definitely a very interesting. At the outset, I convey my heartfelt gratitude to all the eminent speakers and other stakeholders of the Institute in this webinar. I must congratulate CMA Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay, CMA H. Padmanabhan, and other members of the Banking, Financial Services and Insurance Committee for the great initiative they are taking for organizing this webinar on this important topic. My beloved friends, you know, data, as we all know, has been the driving force for many a sector and organization. And one sector where it adds extreme value is the one which deals with capital, banking, and finance. Finance has a crucial role in boosting the value and growth of a business, and banking enables asset and wealth generation. As key business and economic functions, banking and finance overlap with analytics as they inherently deal with data. Analyzing analytics to financial data opens whole new avenues of insights and understanding of the business, the market, their performance, and their growth. There is an increasing demand for banking and finance professionals with analytics skill. The application of analytics to banking and finance is crucial, profitable, and extremely rewarding, both for organizations and professionals. What this essentially means is a successful analytics professional in the banking and finance sector needs to have a well-balanced amalgamation of business domain knowledge, technical proficiency, and thought leadership. Big data analytics can improve the extrapolative power of risk models used by banks and financial institutions. Big data can also be used in credit management to detect fraud signals, and the same can be analyzed in real time using artificial intelligence. Careful data monitoring can improve security. Credit card companies, for one example, presence and look forward for fruitful deliberation and interactions. My best wishes for the grand success of this webinar. Thank you very much. A very, very happy new year. I also pray to God for your health, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, President Sir, for your words of encouragement and also for speaking on the topic. All our members are watching from all over the world, and this is such a topic that it itself carries the through, but your presence means so much to us. Thank you, sir. Now we have three very distinguished gentlemen to take the session one by one. So may I please request Dr. Madhumita Sengupta to kindly introduce the first speaker, Sri Utpal Chakraborty, to the members, to be followed by his address and presentation. Over to you, Madam Sengupta.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are really delighted to have you, sir, Sir Utpal Chakraborty. Just a brief introduction about himself, though all the words fall short for his introduction. He is basically the head of artificial intelligence Yes Bank. Shri Utpal Chakra, Shri Utpal Chakraborty is an eminent data scientist, AI researcher, strategist, and thought leader with more than 2 decades of industry experience, including as a principal architect in Larsen and Toubro Infotech, IBM, Capgemini, and other MNCs as well. At the moment, he is the head of artificial intelligence at Yes Bank. Sir Utpal is a well-known speaker and author on artificial intelligence, IoT, as well as agile and lean, and has spoken at conferences around the world. His recent research on machine learning, titled Layered Approximation for Deep Neural Networks, and his books Artificial Intelligence for All and Artificial Intelligence and Fourth Industrial Revolution, has been appreciated at several conferences, institutions, and universities. He also has demonstrated a few out-of-the-box, hybridized, agile, and lean implementations in different industries. We are really delighted to have you, sir, and over to you, sir, for your address as the guest of honor.
First of all, thank you. Thank you so much. And wish you all a very happy New Year. It's really an honor to be a part of this forum and speaking here. So I will keep my video off because I'm in a place where I think the bandwidth is a little bit low. So just to save the bandwidth, I will try to keep my video off. And what I'm going to speak today is my journey basically to artificial intelligence and data science, because I know you all are eminent people in the banking industry, and I am more of a techno person or a technologist than a banker. Okay, although I am there in the bank, but my expertise actually goes to the subject, basically the artificial intelligence and machine learning, and definitely analytics is again comes under the vertical of artificial intelligence, you can say, because nowadays, as our one of the speakers already mentioned, that it is like today in banking, analytics is a must, right, in banking and finance. So yeah, what I feel is essentially the entire world is moving from digitization to cognification. So what I mean by cognification is like digitization is like transforming your physical services into these digital services. And this has already been done in most of the places. Okay, so you will find hardly any place where digitization has not been taken care of. But now we are more moving towards cognification. So this is a term you will not find in any dictionary, but I have been using this very frequently in my sessions in different webinars and conferences. So what do I mean by cognification is bringing that cognitive element, the human cognitive element, into our digitization process. So it includes like bringing that intelligence into my enterprise system to bring that user experience or that wow factor into my applications. So that is cognification, and we are trying it is not only the banking and finance sector, but all the sectors, they are essentially trying to bring that intelligence, human-like intelligence, with the help of different technologies which comes under the umbrella of artificial intelligence. So mainly machine learning and deep learning using different kind of neural networks to bring that experience into different parts of the system. And if you look at, definitely there are applications that have been developed which are purely AI applications, but nowadays the focus is also like on embedded AI. So embedded AI is essentially how I can bring the intelligence into different parts of my existing enterprise systems. So probably in banking, as an example, I have got a core banking system. I have got a system for credit card, or I have got some systems for other divisions. Okay, those systems are actually serving me quite well from probably last 10, 15 years. And I essentially don't want to replace those systems. But with artificial intelligence, what I can do is I can bring those intelligence, I can put those machine learning models into different parts of those systems, and I can actually transform those systems into a very, very intelligent system. So that is basically essential, the embedded AI, which is picking up very much in across the industries. And as I told you, it is not only banking and finance; it is in all other industries. Then I think our chairman sir has already mentioned some of the things which are actually very, very hot in banking and finance. So probably one of the classic example is Robo Advisors. Okay, so today probably for your portfolio management, you don't require a very high experienced advisor. Rather, a machine learning system or a solution can probably guide you better than a human advisor. The reason behind that is these machine learning models are intelligent enough to essentially go to different data sources. Okay, so variety of data sources, churn out the data, and essentially it can guide you and with different kind of recommendations. Similarly, nowadays you see during this lockdown, there was a huge focus on the digital channels of the bank, right, or any financial institution, because people were using the digital channels more and more. So whether it is net banking, your mobile banking, or your chatbot, or WhatsApp banking, so people were using more and more digital channels during this pandemic. And essentially, if you look at many of the services which were provided in the digital channels are actually powered by different kind of machine learning models. So whatever recommendations you get today is essentially powered by AI algorithms, okay, which can actually help you or which can essentially empower you to give a very personalized, okay, or probably very very customized and personalized kind of a recommendation to your customers. So that is the power. And also today, if you look at any business, okay, who is into any industry which is who is into data intensive business, they will not be able to avoid artificial intelligence. Okay, the reason being today, if you look at your data repository are like your gold mines, right? And you can churn out valuable information about your organization as well as your customers if you can really utilize those data repositories in an intelligent manner and use different machine learning models to give you different kind of predictions and different kind of recommendations. So that's why, as our chairman sir said, like big data is a very important part of the entire ecosystem. Okay, so first it is data, because any kind of analytics or artificial intelligence will not be able to perform, okay, if you don't have the adequate quality data. So quality data is very, very, very essential for any kind of these things, and that's where a distributed data system like big data comes into picture. And definitely the analytics, as one of our previous sirs, he told, like there are 4 types of analytics basically, which is there in the market. So the diagnostic, descriptive, and then your predictive and prescriptive kind of analytics. So yeah, definitely. So nowadays, I mean, the focus on your predictive and prescriptive analytics is very much in all the industries, because predictive analytics is essentially powered by your machine learning models, and prescriptive definitely by different AI techniques. So this is one area which is of great focus in the banking and finance industry. And some of the other things, like as you told, like fraud detection, okay, identifying fraudulent activities out of millions of transactions that are happening in the entire ecosystem. So that is also of great importance in the finance sector. Coming to credit risk assessment, so essentially you can have the credit before giving any kind of financial aid to anybody. You can actually do assessment of the risks associated using machine learning models, and this works much better than the normal way of, or conventional way of doing that, because probably you people are aware of there were apps today available mainly in China. Okay, so only looking at your behavior and how you do your what you call day-to-day transactions, they can offer you a loan. Essentially, they don't require any kind of documents for processing your loan. So this is the kind of behavioral analytics that people are doing today, and this is of great importance, at least in the banking and finance. Then there are some other things like people are working, even we are also working, and many of the banks and financial institutions are working. So those are like your chatbots. Chatbots are very nowadays very hot, and you can see almost all the banks, financial institutions, they are having their chatbots, and they are trying to render more and more services to that chatbot. So it is not only Q&A or question and answers today. It is essentially you can render all your transaction services. So essentially you can send money, you can book your fixed deposit, you can book your recurrent deposit, you can take a loan on your fixed deposit, you can apply for loans, you can pay all your bills using this chatbot. And similar kind of services are now being also rendered into other devices like Alexa, Google Home, and all. So although there are a little bit of regulatory things going on, but I think soon those voice devices will be more and more popular. And it is already there in WhatsApp. Okay, so essentially many transactions can be performed in WhatsApp. Some other solutions which are also picking up in this industry is basically unstructured document processing. Okay, with some cognitive solutions. So these are essentially like normally we'll see in any enterprise. Enterprises are essentially document intensive, and most of those documents are unstructured. Okay, so it is not templatized. Okay, so processing those documents in a cognitive manner is very challenging. And nowadays there are solutions powered by NLP, which is natural language processing, machine learning, and deep learning. And essentially, you can process all types of unstructured documents using those kind of techniques. And these solutions are getting very popular in the loans processing, these things, or any kind of insurance claim processing kind of thing. So there are some out-of-the-box solutions also, which I had the fortune to work in my previous organization in L&T, which is called Cognitive Claim. So this is a very interesting application that we have developed for one of our customers. So again, an insurance customer. So here essentially, if so, this claim processing software is like if a car made an accident somewhere. So what you need to do is you have got an app in your mobile phone, and you just need to take 3-4 pictures of the damaged car from different angles, and the machine learning model or the deep learning model, which is there in the app, it will automatically do the image processing, and it can send the information to the insurance company saying that, hey, see, this much damage has been done in this particular accident. So probably in the plastic part, or the damage has gone till the engine, or it is only on the outside periphery of the car, and it can automatically process the insurance claim amount there. And in 2 minutes, you get actually, if it is within the threshold limit, definitely if the insurance amount is higher, then definitely it has gone, it goes for a manual verification. Otherwise, within 2 minutes, you actually get that 2,000 bucks or 5,000 bucks, whatever it is, in your account directly. So that is the kind of what do you call insurance, cognitive insurance claim processing applications which are now available in many countries, in fact, which are powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then some other applications around cybersecurity is also getting popularity, because cybersecurity is a space where like any enterprise, not only banks, any enterprise should be concerned about, because more and more your digital footprint in your organization has been increasing. There are more and more chances that these hackers can land their attacks at different parts of your ecosystem. Okay, so for that, nowadays there are cognitive cybersecurity mechanisms which actually called enterprise immune system. So this is like our human immune system. So how our human immune system works is essentially our human immune system is intelligent enough to deal with any kind of attacks that are happening 24/7 into our body. So probably millions of virus is trying to play with our DNA or play with our body immune system. But our body immune system is intelligent enough to understand which are the attacks which are coming from outside, and what is the strength of those attacks, and which are the attacks which are happening from inside, because there are a lot of autoimmune disorders also. Okay, so which is an attack which happens from within. So this enterprise systems are also similar in nature. So they are inspired by human immune system, and they actually 24/7 monitor all your systems, all your users, and all your devices in your network or in your ecosystem, and it tries to find out if there is any kind of abnormality. And if there is any kind of abnormality, automatically it raises the flag. And sometimes, I mean, if it is a very strong kind of attack, so at that point of time only, there is something called Antigen, and which can automatically act on those kind of attacks and essentially stop those attacks without any human intervention. Okay, so cybersecurity nowadays is completely powered by this kind of new gen and what we call cutting edge technologies like AI and all. Now, coming to some other interesting
So the link seems to have been lost. Yeah, please continue, sir. Continue, sir. Chakravarti, sir, we can't hear you. Chakravarti sir, are you there, sir?
I think his link has been lost. If you let me.
So, in the meantime, may I please?
Join.
Yes. Before Chakravarti sir again takes over, may I please make a request to all the esteemed members who are attending the show through our YouTube broadcast to keep on pouring your questions in the chat box. After all the eminent speakers have addressed us, we'll be taking up the question answers one by one. Chakravarti sir, kindly continue, sir.
Same connectivity issue. Same connection issue. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Chakravarti.
Please continue, sir.
1 second. Unfortunately, I am not been able to hear anybody. It was very feeble.
Now we are able to hear. Now we are able to hear you.
Chakravarti sir, we can hear you. Kindly go on, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Sir, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Sir, you finish it quickly. I think the bandwidth is very low. That's why.
Yeah, fine. I think now it is better, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very sorry. So
Okay, sir. You finish it quickly, no problem, sir. Because the bandwidth is low. I understand.
Yeah.
We understand, sir. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So I think I'm only only one use case left, which I would like to definitely discuss here, because this is a very interesting use case. So these are powered by essentially computer vision and some video analytics kind of techniques. So today in your ATM or in your locker or in your branch or anywhere, not only bank but any offices. So and especially I think in ATMs and all. So there could be human intrusion. There could be unwanted animal intrusion in what you call rural places and all. And probably people can carry some weapons, or somebody can try to destroy your ATM, or try to do some damage to your ATM or kind of thing. So now there are techniques, again AI powered techniques, which are available, using which essentially you can stop those. Okay, just with the video analytics and the computer vision techniques that are available today. So automatically through your CCTV camera, this kind of systems can monitor your ATM 24/7, and if there is an intrusion there, or if somebody is trying to damage the ATM or something, so instantly, at real time, it can identify and it can send a notification to the admin, or essentially in many times it can ring an alarm. Okay. To stop this kind of damages to your infrastructure. So this is a brilliant solution, which is now has been very popular in many parts of the world, and people are trying to do this kind of automated monitoring or vigilance using this kind of computer vision techniques and basically advanced video analytics. Okay. So I think with that, I would like to conclude because I'm again very sorry because my line somehow got disconnected. I don't know how much you people have been able to hear me, but definitely I think after this pandemic, once the life comes to normal, then definitely I would like to have a face-to-face presentation of different use cases in the banking and finance sector in your institute in future. Okay, and with that, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, and really thank you from bottom of my heart to all the members.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Utpal Chakravarti sir, for sharing your experience and not only raising the issues, but also coming out with the solutions. And we definitely look forward for the pandemic to get over, for us to get in better times and have face-to-face interactions, meetings with panelists and our members together. Thank you so much, sir. Your session was truly enlightening. Now I'd again request Dr. Madhumita
Thank you very
Sengupta.
much. Thank you very much.
Most welcome, sir. I request Dr. Madhumita Sengupta to introduce our second very eminent and very distinguished speaker, CMA, Dr. S. Vasudevan, sir. Madam Sengupta, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And we are really delighted to have you, sir, too. CMA Dr. S. Vasudevan, sir. So, how much I say is very less for him, but since it's a norm and formality to introduce him, CMA Dr. S. Vasudevan is basically the Director of Business Development, Institute of Analytics, USA. He has combined experience as an academician and as corporate functional head for over 3 decades in multifaceted organizations that include central government, corporate organizations, and educational institutions. He had held senior positions as executive director of a listed public limited company and also as dean of a business school. Based on his functional roles and supply chain management and customer relationship management solutions, he has held positions as member of Board of Studies, Academic Council, Finance Committee, and Management Committee of a university which is based in Tamil Nadu. He has contributed tremendously to the improvement of quality standards of the institutions in compliance of ISO and NAC accreditations. He has published and presented many research papers and has to his credit eminent educationist award presented by the National and International Compendium New Delhi for outstanding achievements in the field of education. He was instrumental in building activities meeting as part of CSR activities, and he has also been handling workshops, seminars, and guest lectures at different institutions for different audience groups on topics that include business analytics, data science, and AI. He has traveled extensively within the country and abroad for research and business promotional activities as well as for handling training programs. He is presently holding the responsibility as the Director Business Development of the Institute of Analytics USA, which is the training arm of the flagship consulting company CRM Portals Inc. USA. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Madhumita. Hope all of you are able to hear me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. First of all, my best wishes on this new year 2021. Let us hope that 2021 happens to be good for all of us as members of this institution and also as citizens of this country and of the large population of this world. So wish you all the best for a happy new year and the decades to come. And first of all, I take pride on the fact that I am a CMA member. Having completed in the year 1991, it's 30 years that I'm here on this platform, and thanks to the Institute for having me here. And also I am proud that I am part of this prestigious Institute of Analytics USA as the Director of Business Development. My presentation today is going to focus on what is essentially a role of a CMA, a cost and management accountant, in the context of what is happening in this technological world. So let me start my presentation. I'll be sharing some screens for all of you. I start here.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, visible.
Please unmute, sir. Please
Unmute, sir, unmute, sir, unmute. It is visible. Screen is visible.
Please unmute.
You are in both. You are logged in both the system. Yeah.
Yes, kindly unmute in both the systems, sir. Sir, you have got to unmute in the system you are speaking from. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you can speak, sir. Now yes, sir. Carry on, sir.
Let me again present it. Sorry for that.
Yeah, no problem, sir. No worry. Yes, sir.
So slideshow from the beginning. So before I commence on my presentation, I would like to thank the Institute of Cost Accountants for having me here, along with our Institute founder and Institute of Analytics founder, Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, on this wonderful occasion. And I'm very glad that we have started the first session for the this particular activity. And thanks to you, Mr. Chitranjan Chattopadhyay, sir. And I thank the president. I thank Mr. Padmanabha. I thank Mr. Raju Iyer and all the office bearers of this institute for giving this opportunity. So I'm going to, my presentation is going to focus on, as a CMA, how does data analytics going to make an influence on the key decision making process that is involved in the strategic growth of every organization. We all know, this is a very standard phrase, every CMA knows that behind every successful decision, there is always a CMA. And how does a decision making happen? A decision making can happen only with valuable information. And this information can come from data. So the first point of need or requirement is data, from where insights are drawn, informations are taken out, analyzed, which in turn enables anybody to take decision. That's where data analytics and CMA have a congruence. Because a CMA is expected to give opinion, give his recommendation, his or her recommendation to the management in the decision-making process based on various factors. The factors are basically in terms of cost, and of course the revenue aspects are also taken into account when we do the P by V ratio and all those stuff. We are concerned about the cost as well as the implication in the market. So when we do those analysis, we collect those information, and these information come in the form of data. Earlier, all this information we were calling for, we used to have what is called as an MIS system. I'm just giving you the backdrop of how it was happening. We used to have an MIS system. We used to cull out information from the various functional aspects of every organization, be it purchase or sales, or it could be finance. We used to collect information and then we used to analyze them. But today, when it is a digital world, when transactions are happening left, right, and center across, the speed at which the transactions are happening are throwing out so much of data, and from those data we have to collect, we have to take out those information. From that only we'll be able to take out those insights and then analyze them for the decision-making process. That's where we are, as a CMA, we are connected. Now, we are going to focus on, okay, analytics is important, data analytics is important, and why in the context of banking, why banking matters for strategic growth, because the heading or topic is all about banking analytics for strategic growth. I should thank Mr. Utpal for throwing so much of light on the impact or the influence that AI can make. And since he comes from a bank, yes bank, and he heads the AI division, he was able to throw a lot of insights on various applications of AI in various aspects. In fact, I was thrilled by his word. I was talking about digitalization to cognification, and that was a fantastic terminology that he had brought into on this table. So cognification is very, very important when we do analytics because the data is coming in huge numbers. Now, coming to the banking aspect, banking is the backbone for every economic activity. Whether it is, when we talk about strategic growth, we are not talking about the growth of the banking sector alone. Banking is going to play the major role for every economic activity, and it is going to propel the economic growth of the country. And businesses are banking on banks for their funding requirements. Whenever there is an expansion, when they have to go for any major plans of acquisitions. So apart from the public funding that they raise, they also depend largely on the banking sector. And all these funds, all this money, all this requirement of money is coming under the category of funding, and it has got cost. And since it has got cost as an aspect, we as a cost accountant have to play a role. So we'll have to find out what will be the timely and optimum funding that will benefit exponentially for the growth of the organization as well as the growth of the banking sector correspondingly, because banking cannot work in isolation. It has to be a support system for every economic activity, and that's what we are going to see. In fact, Dr. Netra is going to touch upon the various aspects of how analytics is going to play a major role in the entire economic growth, strategic growth of the country, and how the banking is going to play a very big role. And in essence, any decision that we take, we have to do what is called as a cost-benefit analysis. And where money matters, there is a cost. When funding matters, there is a cost. We'll have to see what are the benefits and how we are going to make the optimum funding for getting maximum benefit. So why data matters? The most important thing about data is
Sir, we are unable to hear you, sir. The screen has frozen. Vasudevan, sir, we are unable to hear you, sir.
Voice is not clear. Voice is not coming.
Vasudevan, sir, we are unable to hear you, sir. I think we lost the link.
Just lost the link.
Let us just wait for about 15 seconds or 30 seconds. In the meantime, may I please again request the members who are watching the program to kindly put your questions.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Tell me. We can hear you, ma'am.
Vasu's PC is restarting automatically. He'll join in a minute. Yeah.
We'll wait, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you for informing us.
Sorry for the interruption. Yeah.
We request the members just to kindly wait for a minute. Thank you for your patience. We have been informed that Vasudevan sir's system is rebooting and it will take about a minute for him to get back online. We have received certain question answers already by email. Chairman sir has received, I have received. We also encourage members to send in their queries in the chat facility in the YouTube broadcast. We'll be picking it up from there, and time permitting, of course, we'll be addressing all your queries.
So do you have any problem?
What we were informed is his system is rebooting, sir.
Mr. Bagchi,
Sir.
Dr. Vasudevan, within 2-3 minutes, will be definitely joining.
Yes.
By this time, I think we should tell that Dr. Netra is also present. Without wasting time, we can also tell his profile so that when
Yes.
once Dr.
Yes. Yes. Then with your permission, I would like to inform the members that Dr. Netra Sambamurthy will be appearing later on in this program, and he's coming directly from the United States of America. It's the wee hours in the morning now, but he has been with us in the studio right from the beginning, and he's a man of tremendous experience, tremendous insight, and he'll be addressing shortly. In the meantime, may I please request Madam Sengupta, if you can introduce Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, and then we will expect CMA Vasudevan sir to conclude his the remaining portion of the session. Then, of course, we'll be handing it over to Dr. Netra again. So, Madam Sengupta, would you please kindly introduce Dr. Netra to all the members?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, the founder, promoter, and managing director of the Institute of Analytics USA and CRM Portals INC USA. Dr. Netra, as I said, is the founder and the promoter of the Institute of Analytics of USA. It is a big data intelligence training institution and CRM Portals INC USA. And it is also a big data analytics solutions consulting company. Dr. Netra has, to his credit, over 3 decades of corporate consulting and academic training experience in data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data, and automation in USA. He is also an adjunct professor in the graduate program in data science at Northwestern University, USA. Dr. Netra has produced many of the best practices in predictive modeling across multiple industries that include financial services, credit cards, auto insurance, investment services, retail, CPG, and pharmaceutical marketing. Now focusing his efforts in disruptive technologies applications. On product development, he has created Interact Mail, an email marketing system, and real-time ROI trends. CRM Portals Inc. is a developer of data-driven big data intelligence company, also known as the real-world intelligence pharmaceutical industry. Its training division, Institute of Analytics USA, provides boot camp style training for fast digital transformation of an organization, bringing together digital, sensor, customer partner, and patient or consumer data involving structured and unstructured data in the development of predictive analytics using modern machine learning and artificial intelligence methods. Its services span various developments such as CRM portals, a real-time dashboard, CRM analytics, real-time CRM insights, creating data-driven innovative solutions for its clients. Thank you, sir, and over to you.
Thank you, madam.
Vasudevan sir has joined.
Yes, thank you, madam, for introducing Dr. Netra. But CMA Dr. S. Vasudevan sir has joined. Dr. Netra, with your permission, we would request Dr. Vasudevan to continue and conclude his session. After which, sir, we'll again come back to you with your permission only, sir. Thank you, sir. CMA Dr. Vasudevan, you may kindly continue, sir. Please, we are glad you're back.
Please, I'm sorry about that. Sorry to every one of you. I mean, I think this is this has become I'll straight away get into the presentation and make it shorter so that there is reasonable time for. So I have covered all this. So let me go here. So we were talking about data. Data is totally unbiased. And since it is banking operation and now it is all online and it is being dealt across the world, so the data is in huge size and therefore it is big data and it really matters in a banking context. And we need to analyze those data because we have to predict, we have to prescribe so that the decisions are effective for the growth of the banking sector as well as for the overall economy. And the technological platforms, and when you say data, this is a terminology that our institute, Dr. Netra, has coined, that he has given this expansion for data as data, analytics, technology, and automation. So technology includes the IoT platforms, the big data platforms like Hadoop and other platforms, cloud computing. And in the automation, we use machine learning and artificial intelligence, deep learning processes. So everywhere, all this is going to the entire data. When we say data, it talks about data as an aspect, analytics, technology, and automation all put together will enable to give a very effective cost benefit for decision-making process. And some key predictive analytics opportunities for banking industries are sentiment analytics, like how the sentiments are amongst the various customers and what are the customer behaviors. So those are also captured, and we try to see the customer 360 degrees, one bank, all services, and we try to see one customer, all touches. Like customer has got multiple options that are available to him in terms of his transactional needs. So all these are touched upon. And then we need to segment the customers on what type of customer each is going to get connected to the banking sector. And most importantly is in terms of the next best offer. Like a customer of a bank is treated as a customer because he's already taken one of the products or services of the bank. So, but there are multiple products that are being offered by a bank. So what is the next best offer that we can give it to a particular customer so that it can be properly optimized in terms of market conversion? And then we need to also see how the channels are optimized in terms of reaching out to the customer in terms of marketing. And the most important thing that was talked about is the risk analytics, the fraud detections and other aspects which are effectively managed and controlled using ML and AI models. Campaign management is one important area where we can, based on the customer segmentation, based on specific customer needs, we can handle the entire campaign management using ML and AI models. And last but not the least is identify what are the net worth, high value, net high return models that can add value to the banking industries. So all this I have kind of explained, like sentiment analytics talks about the opinions, the focus group of millions of customers that can be tracked, revealing insights like how they behave, what are their preferences. And these are done through various link analysis, decision tree models that are used in the sentiment analytics process. And the sentiment analytics, we also try to find out who are all the key customers to boost word of mouth marketing. And we also can measure the success of the various brand campaigning and marketing efforts that are being made. We can make comparisons. We can analyze how the other competitors are doing and try to pitch in our products, our positions in the bank through various cost-effective measures. And then we can also examine the customer feedback, which like the models like AI chatbot and other things will be very useful to work upon. So when we do a customer 360, normally we need to acquire a customer. We have to ensure that the customers also grow, the strength of the customers also grow in terms of numbers. And we need to retain a customer. That's very, very important. Not only in the banking sector, for any industry for that matter. We normally say in any parlance, in a business parlance, one good customer may recommend to another customer, but one dissatisfied customer may take away 10 customers of us. So it's very, very important that how do we retain? That's where customer relationship management plays a very big role. And the how to handle the customers, what are their preferences, all these are taken care of by the customer 360-degree approach. And then I have explained about the creating the loyalty programs based on the segmentation, pricing strategy for each and every segment. The segments could be for MSCs could be different, for a large industry it could be different. Sectoral differences we can do. For a sugar industry we can give a different model. So we can go very, very deep and very specific according to the needs of a end user or a customer. So top users of the next best offer, I think I have explained to you, like how do you try to get the best benefit out of the various products that are offered to a particular customer. Again, this is all about marketing. How do you optimize the various channels that are available? There are multiple channels that are available to reach out to our customers. How do we optimize a particular, the various channels that are available to reach out to a customer? That's where ML and AI play a very big role, and data analytics, banking analytics plays a very important role. So these are some of the technologies and terms that are very commonly used around decision tree, cluster analysis, text analytics. Text analytics, we take it from the chatbot. Neural networks are background on the machine learning and AI bandwidth. Link and network analysis and survival analysis, like how much time a customer will be retained in a particular banking platform. So it is a very big opportunity for banks to adapt, and be adept with the latest technologies that are happening. Unless they are adept with the latest technologies, they will not be able to. It will be very difficult, because all said and done, in as much as information technology, when it came in the 80s, people were a little skeptical about that and to embrace it. But technologies don't stop for anybody. It just keeps happening. Similarly, this is another revolution that is happening, Industry 4.0, and therefore the banking sector has to adopt. Not only the banking sector, the people who are as CMAs, we have to go to work in a banking sector, or as being in industry, we need to know how we can get the best out of the banks. So for that purpose, we need to adapt ourselves to the various aspects of data. When I say data here, again, I mean data, analytics, technology, and automation, because it saves costs, it reaches every corner. Most important thing is it brings inclusiveness and ensures growth. So I'd like to sign off, and I'm sorry for that small snack which happened. And I always believe that little drops of water make an ocean. And I have the privilege of being part of the Institute of Analytics for quite a good number of years. And we'll have now Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, who will be dwelling more upon how the whole analytics, data science, machine learning, artificial will be playing a very big role in the strategic growth of banking sector and the economy as a whole. Thank you very much. I'll stop sharing now.
Thank you so much, CMA Dr. S. Vasudevan, for running us through the various models, the various concerns, but most importantly, how cost and management accountants, the CMAs, can play very crucial role in this fast, adaptable, changing world of banking analytics and the various strategies of growth that they adopt to stay ahead.
Thank
now,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to welcome again Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, a very eminent resource person, very eminent speaker, and coming all the way, he is the founder, promoter, and managing director of the Institute of Analytics USA and CRM Portals Incorporated USA, and he's addressing us from the United States of America. It's in the morning now, so good morning, sir. and welcome. Please welcome to our program in the Institute. Kindly take over, sir. We eagerly look forward to hear from you. Please, sir. Sir, you've got to unmute your system.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you're audible, sir. Please
Thank you. Thank you very much. And are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Greetings, everybody. And for all the distinguished people here, accomplished people here, highly knowledgeable people here in the banking industry, my honorable, thankful, exciting possibility of presenting some ideas from my side. And without going into the details of, which will take time for me to know more about each of your titles and then work, I have heard of it, but please bear with me that I gave a namaskaram to everybody in one and all. It's interesting that I have an opportunity to speak with you all. And here is a tidbit. The world's oldest data sciences institute is actually from Bengal, in Calcutta. That is Indian Statistical Institute. So you folks in Bengal, most of you are coming from there, and also ICMA is in Bengal. I am pleasantly and nicely surprised that I have an opportunity to bring something to your group on the topic of how analytics, these are all variations of statistics, statistics, computational sciences, mathematics. These are the foundations of AI and ML. And so it's an honor for me that, I am given a chance, opportunity to speak about it in this August group. And thank you, I thank you for that. The other thing is, you have heard presentations from really wonderful people. I'm talking about now specific, subject specific, the topic specific, Mr. Utpal and Vasudevan, and also Mr. Raju Iyer, CMA Raju Iyer, also CMA Chattopadhyay, Mr. Chattopadhyay, Chitranjan Chattopadhyay. They have given you a wonderful collection of important topics, ideas, purpose, terminologies. So what I want to take today in the next 45-50 minutes, if you allow me, is how I'm going to transition your thoughts from these known terminologies to a knowable possibilities. And this possibility is really about addressing the largest pie, so to say, from business perspective. The neediest application from the point of view of analytics. For the resilient segment, you will see what it is. That has the transformation and leverages strengths and utilizes the happening initiatives. So here is the journey. And hopefully I will get your imagination, you will capture your imagination to the possibility that how analytics can be used as a big possibility, not just one branch, one bank, but for the entire banking industry. So I have made a big promise here, and I hope to capture your imagination also and get there. So let's move on to that possibility. As I said, you heard all these things, okay? Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive. But what I am going to bring here, there is the additional dimension to this. That is, this is made possible by the data, D.A.T.A technologies. Data, even though we say data technologies really means data, analytics, technology, automation. And coming together of processes, people, and governance. If you put this in the two dimension, this is achievable because it's more complex as we go along here. It's more complex, and we have to think about the more, the clear, important measurements that we want to address. And all those things are possible with this platform on this side that's created by the data technologies as a value concept. So let's see what it is, okay? And these are the data-driven foundations. And my purpose today is really, again, I will go back to this again and again. I want to capture the imagination here and the possibilities. And I hope you will capture, you on your side, capture this so that, hold on to it, and we together can work, make it happen, transforming India's credit industry for the next possibility as a strategic growth. And we saw that, okay? So sometimes I'll go quickly, sometimes I spend time, so please hang in there. So on the process, we are talking about, again, various aspects, but the clear point here is that in the end, it's really about the applications for the mass, for the biggest pie, neediest application, that is also the addressing the resilient segment, because it's important. We use our strengths. Resilient segment is first priority always. Transformative purpose, leverage the strengths and utilize the already happening things. You will see them, what they are. And you heard this, quintessential key components of analytics. And, all of you, if not a great amount, some amount, you would know all these things, okay? And it's all about, various methods, which is very important, various algorithms, which are very, very important, okay? And this spans ideas, algorithms like decision trees, random forests, cluster analysis, segmentation, text analytics, neural network, deep learning, link and network analytics, survival analysis, and all other things that I can bring it here. The purpose of this presentation is, again, to propose a world of possibilities that uses this and these foundations of data-driven approach to our initiatives, that is D.A.T.A. On top of those known, mostly known, commonly known, there are also these, big data quintessential applications, computer vision, which means image and video applications, NLP text applications, voice applications, and all strengthened, applied specifically because of the revolution in mobile platform. These things should help an average person, an ordinary person. And that is the secret sauce component that I want to bring it here. The reason why I take this approach is that you will see momentarily, why I take this approach also, okay? But before that, let me complete this point, that these methods are used by some of the greatest banks. So these are important. And we will also be using these methods, algorithms, and the data technologies that will facilitate that. And going back to that, Dr. Vasudevan has already mentioned, these are the key components, the business processes, and then there is a corresponding mapping of the analytical methods. As Mr. Utpal mentioned, analytics, combines this, ML, AI, components also into that. So I may not all the time say ML, I may not say all the time AI, I may not say statistical learning, I may not say analytical, but they all come together in a common platform. Okay? The platform being D.A.T.A. So Dr. Vasudevan addressed this one, and I have here specifically about all those previous methods and applications, algorithms, how they are connected here. Sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is about classification models. Customer 360, network analysis of activities and optimization of services, and single face to the organization showing single face to the customer. And each customer is unique. Customer segmentation, lookalike models, and clustering methods, next best offer we talked about. These are common methods we do today in banks. We will also apply them, but let's lift up a little bit more from these, actual execution points to the possibility points for the strategic growth. So the full stack DevOps approach to analytics platform is this. These are key terms you might also hear. So full stack DevOps refers to end to end, and we are talking about the data management, the data types, machine learning, AI, and the applications and processes. Mr. Utpal captured that, the applications. In the end, it's about applications. Okay. So we know all these things. We will have to build these things into our possibility also. Okay. So even though I am talking again and again, kind of going to the lower level and coming to the, I think CMA, Mr. Chitranjan Chattopadhyay mentioned this one, top-down, bottom-up approach. So, we will come from top and then bottom. Somewhere we are going to meet, and that is what we want to achieve. And that will have impact for the largest pie, neediest application, for the resilient segment that is transformative, leverages strengths, and utilizes the happening initiatives. You will hear this in each of these slides. One of these is coming into play. Okay. So let's go to the foundations, again. So we have the largest, India has the largest number of data scientists in the world, by the way. And not only data scientists, but also largest number of many things, which I'm going to bring it to you. And it's all started with, very interestingly, from the initiatives of Indian Statistical Institute. Okay, so
excuse me,
yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Are you moving the slides because we are not seeing the movement of slides here?
Wow. Okay, that was.
We were thinking that you were setting the tone, but.
Oh no, I have been moving, but maybe the. Oh gee, I have sent the. I have sent the presentation.
Okay. Should I do that?
I'm wondering. No, I don't think that is the issue because broadband is going to be an issue anywhere.
No, I think from my side, I think I can try. Let me. Probably you
no,
can.
but no. Just hang on. Let's hear from the group, from the institute. CMA, ICA. Yeah, from let's hear from them. What is the best opportunity?
It's not moving. I think. I think the director can try moving it so that we this.
Your PPT is not moving.
Okay.
PPT is not moving. The director can
you clearly, but
let us try. That is
now moving.
Now it's moving.
What is the screen? What is the screen you are seeing?
9.
Full stack.
Full stack.
Okay, full stack. Wonderful. But have you seen anything before? Like
no.
Only the first page. Only the first page.
My apologies. I don't know. I have been moving on.
Now it
wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Let's try. Let me try slowly, if you don't mind, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Now are you able to? I highlighted the first one.
Yeah.
I highlighted the second one now.
Yes. Moving.
Okay.
Yes, it's moving. It's absolutely working precision.
Okay. So we talked about. I will summarize quickly. This is everybody talked about it. And I don't want to go back and capture everything, but this is something which started with every one of you, literally every one of you, the descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive, and it's all coming together under this platform called data technologies, that is D.A.T.A technologies, which means data analytics technology automation, and which Dr. Vasudevan mentioned. There are two components here if you want this to make it happen. That is that technology that is creating the value and the complexity which is coming together of processes, people, and governments. Okay? In the end, it's really about the application I talked about. This is the component. Number 4. Okay, number 4 is this is the component we are talking about. And there are different data types coming together. Analytics is the engine that uses the oil called data. And it's all about coming together of things in this new modern world where mobile, internet, and the aspirations of people come together. And it's about creating applications. So we'll be talking about data-driven, banking facilitated, consumers embraced, credit industry, multiplier growth effect. Okay, please do tell me when I change that slide, I change the tone of the message. These are the key components of analytics. Are able to? We are good right now,
Yes.
right? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. These are key components we talked about, and we know all these things. Okay, and the question is really, how can we utilize all these things for our industry? That is the key point. And in addition to these traditional, we also have, and non-traditional also to an extent. Deep learning network is the new development in the world because of the extraordinary amount of data that makes it possible, the deep learning. We have the big data quintessential applications: computer vision, which is about image and video application, NLP text applications, voice applications, and mobile platform. So we are in a world. I did not include here, for example, the what is called the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency. We have enough to do with this. Cryptocurrency will come to India too, and it and how it will affect the credit industry. It's all possibilities that we can have separate sessions, but we don't have to go full technology talks. But I'm going to be very focused on big data analytics, big data intelligence for credit industry in India. And these methods are used by all these famous banks. Okay, so it's not something I'm going to bring it out and inspire that use this, use it. You are already inspired by that. And this is what Dr. Vasudevan was talking about, tapping into all kinds of predictive analytics opportunities specific to business processes in banking. Okay, and I have mapped it here. What is the analytical methods you use in this case? And that comes to this full stack DevOps approach to analytics platform. Yeah, an initiative should address all these three components. And that is the full stack DevOps. So what we are saying is that it is much easier, and this is what I tell my students in Northwestern. It's much easier to do analytical methods, algorithmic solutions, create algorithmic solution. Now, in fact, we are going to be using more and more AutoML, automatic machine learning methods. So what is that we can do utilizing all these things under the name of analytics for banking industry that addresses the largest pie, neediest application for the resilient segment that is transformative, leverages strengths, and utilizes the happening initiatives. That I will be going back to this. The whole purpose is here to show you the possibilities. Let's go to the foundations, and that's where we are saying this. So what could be the biggest thing that the banking industry can do using D.A.T.A? Even though we have kind of given an interpretation to that, it's just an organized collection of words that has a certain message. That means these things have to come together. Okay, that's all to it. Okay, that is data, analytics, technology, and automation. The grand question is there an opportunity using D.A.T.A that will have transformating and lasting impact in the quality of life of 100+ million people, where banking industry plays a very, very important role, where the banking industry, which is the quintessential, it is the hub of the credit market for the mass. Okay, that is the segment I'm talking about. And what is the grand strategy in our context? So let's understand what is meant by a strategy. It's a plan using the strengths and avoiding weaknesses for the goals, protecting against the competitive forces. And competitive forces here is very simple. Don't waste it. Don't put it in some other place. Put it here. That's what it says. It's a prioritizing for a specific direction in this case. And there will be pull and push and demand for the money to be used in some other place. But if we believe in this, we can ask for it, and the whole world is waiting to invest in this. And please note that sentence: the whole world is waiting to invest in this. Okay, we can talk about that. By the way, okay, I get excited sometimes. So a grand vision. The grand vision is this: what is the biggest thing that the big data intelligence, analytics possibilities that can have transformative and lasting impact in the quality of life of 100+ million people, right? That's our grand vision. But a grand vision requires grand commitment and a clear set of goals. And leadership is very, very fundamental if you want to push analytics. That's where it starts. That's basically it from this point of view also. Okay. So the grand commitment is that everybody has a stake in this, public, private, and governance. That's a grand commitment. And what are the grand clear goals? Credit for growth for the unorganized sector. I'm going to take now, slowly landing on to my thesis here, purpose here, proposal here for the unorganized and sub-organized or MSME sector of India. It's a combination of people here. And the profit, of course, the other goal is profit and growth for the enablers of successful credits. In this case, the banking industry, every branch and every employee of the banking industry. So the grand strategy is this, my dear friends. Leverage India's unique strengths. And it is about land, labor, capital, and surprisingly, entrepreneurialism among the neediest. And it is not surprising. You will see, even though it might sound like surprising. The entrepreneurialism is not mentioned many times in the context of India. For some reason, I don't know why. And you'll be surprised that India has the largest number of entrepreneurs. Not just by population alone. That is the ethos, one of the ethos of this great country, and the people who aspire to do the best that they can achieve with the limited resources. And how it will be enabled? It will be enabled by a new type of, and this is the crux, new type of economic network architecture. A first in the world of high impact implementation for organized banking supported growth for unorganized sector. When I say organized sector, I'm loosely combining all these things. The unorganized MSMEs as well as sub-organized. That means, what is considered as organized below that level. If there is something that is called, because there is always the flux in the definition. So I put all those people here. These are the largest people, the largest pie I'm referring to for the whole banking industry as a core for strategic pathway to growth enabled by D.A.T.A platform. And it is feasible, computationally accomplishable. I'm going to show it to you momentarily. Okay, please give me input when I have to, if I have only 15 minutes time, please give me input. Okay, I appreciate that. You have a feasible, computationally accomplishable analytical application platform that is powered by UWIN platform, that is linked to Aadhaar, developed by the government of India recently. Just a few years back, they completed that. That's a database about the unorganized sector for India. And other data sources, credit networks, banks, economic networks. Economic networks are the one that we are going to create, that we are designing it. That is about the local and pan-India economic networks, where networks of farmers, I'm going to take an agro industry as an example momentarily pretty soon. So the small farmers, and small scale industries there that are, locally, they become an economic unit. And we are the people, we can actuate these units, create these units, design these units and create these units. And that will lead to the economic boom that I'm proposing. National as well as localized agro-markets and product development, product learning and monitoring with a competitive spirit. So again, I'm addressing the economic issues, the neediest people, the largest pie, transformation, and resilient segment. You will see it's a resilient segment and leverage its strengths. And you might be wondering also, what do I have? What does Netra has experience in economics? I was a student of economics too. I just took a pathway. After getting qualified for the PhD, I said, I want to stop here because I had an opportunity to work with Dr. C.R. Rao. You all know that he was the director of Indian Statistical Institute. And, I had an opportunity to work with him. So I went to University of Pittsburgh to complete my thesis on statistics, instead of completing my thesis on economics. So I have some aspirations as well as knowledge on bringing all these things together. And I'm very blessed to do that. Each person has some unique talent, and this is my talent that I want to bring it up to you folks. So what is this? What can we achieve here? This is again another quintessential. Invest for longer term. And I'm going to tell you where momentarily, okay? Pilot the program, constantly learning and improving performance dramatically. Measurements, data, all these things are going to flow into it, okay? And incrementally invest back the returns and raise incremental capital. Because once you see that success is there, people are going to invest more money. But we have to show that. And we can show that using data and data technologies, D.A.T.A technologies. Prioritize high-value growth areas. All these things are important problems in analytics. Initial 2 billion investment, expect to grow eventually to 20 billion investments around 10 years. We give another 10 years to harvest the rewards. Totally, productivity increases 2 to 4 times. Payback, I will tell you why productivity increases can happen momentarily. Payback continuous reinvestment is 4 times. Emotional connected to national and community pride to lift up the fellow MSMEs networks 2 times. Network to CRM connecting products, customers, markets, timing, and right price 4 times. Associated entrepreneurial product development and services 2 to 4 times. And anywhere from very, very small 32 times to 1,000 plus times. Impact in 20 years on the way to $2 trillion. This is a quick, in some sense, back of the envelope, consultative, possibility thinking only right now. The possible thought becomes the action, as always Dr. Abdul Kalam says, and we will be achieving that. But it's a pathway that I want to bring up to you. And you can see every one of these means a lot of data capture, a lot of analytics, a lot of technological integration, and to a great extent, it has to be automated because it's going to affect 100 million people. And by the way, Institute of Analytics, as we do works with hundreds of millions of records routinely. Okay, so but nonetheless, automation is very, very important. It doesn't matter what we do, automation is key part of it. That's why it is D.A.T.A. Okay, one industry. Why is it possible? You might be wondering, what is this guy talking about? $2 trillion? No, it is 150 lakh crores. Multiplier effects. Is it really possible, or just coming and saying something? It's very much possible. Take a look at one industry, sub-industry, that is agricultural market. Indian agriculture market is $1.8 trillion, and dairy alone is $1.13 trillion. And we are talking about doubling it. Is it possible? Of course it is possible. 20 years is too much time to double, I'm telling you. 10 years is very much a reasonable expectation. And I would say 7 years is an aspiration. 5 years is a possibility. The question is, no, it is not whether we can make it $2 trillion to the current one. We can do more than double that. The greatest challenge is a supportive credit market and makes market dynamics to be competitive. That's where the banking industry comes into play. A focused governance and a healthy competitive public-private sectors will be a great stimulus for this possibility. Banks are in the middle of such possibilities, sourcing, managing, and optimizing the credit. So we have to understand that the banking is in the middle of it. And I don't want to keep saying that. You all already know it, but I say it because I wonder whether I lose track of that point that you guys are in the middle of it. You folks are in the middle of it. And again, I'm going back to the little bit more detail about the data, D.A.T.A, specific to this application. So we talked about it. UN architecture is created by Government of India. It's a single unified sanitized database for unorganized workers. But I'm putting all these things together, in association with other data sets also. So it's a great, what is called a data lake, but then it's really a data ocean covering 87% of the labor force. So we combine all these things, UN, Aadhaar, social networks, economic networks, market information, addressable and reachable, supply chain parameter, partners, weather, security, and health networks. All these will become part of it. Because unless the health of an socioeconomic network is addressed, it's not going to perform well. So we have all these things coming together. That's why it's a truly a big data platform. And I haven't even included images. I haven't even included documents. So they will all become part of it. Videos, they will all become part of it. We can, if we set ourselves to the possibility. And it's just the will of private, public, and governance. So I mentioned that, I don't have to say that. You are in the middle of it. Credit is the one most important thing that lacks for the people like, what we are talking, who are entrepreneurially very strong, who have the land, labor, capital is the one that we are talking about it, and the entrepreneurialism. And capital is the only one that needs to be coming in between to effectuate, to create this possibility. And it's a leadership in the credit industry, and these are you folks. I'm talking about the banking industry. So they are the credit relations infrastructure people, they are the credit market resources. They have that, they are the owners, they manage these things. And it's not happening by chance. India has the largest branches in the whole world. So you have a reach to the mass, you have a reach easily compared to China, USA, and any other country in the world. Even though China has a larger population, India has way ahead China, the number of banks. So you have the reach. You are in the middle. You are managing the credit. You have the vehicle to influence these socioeconomic units. And those socioeconomic units are about the people of neediest in India. So what is the story? What is the story here? The story is, again, now I'm coming back to the story, okay? The story is labor, a vibrant all segments participation. India has, it's wonderful to see that, that all segment people can participate. The governance provides that possibilities, the rules and regulations, the laws support these activities, and everybody is participating very eagerly. It's such a beautiful thing to watch, such a beautiful thing to appreciate. So it's about the labor who are very intelligent, participative, interested, and very vibrantly contributing to the economy, want to contribute to the economy. However, there is this, we have to come and talk about the structural changes in the country also because of the COVID. See, changing this scenario. People have moved from the employment possibilities of the urban centers or semi-urban centers to rural back. They were actually supporting the people in the villages. That's the economic situation based on what I read, right? The real story is that the population that have been always in the rural area, but were supposedly supported by migrant laborers, are displaced now back to the village. They are going back to regain some of these jobs. But the thing is, the wealth and gold is here, folks. You don't have to worry about it. That's a message to them. But then that message is only empty words unless I'm talking about the banking industry, who are in the middle of the credit industry, can help this process. And what is that they can help? That's where the socioeconomic units come into play. And we can use all kinds of analytics there. Okay. So I want to just recall some of these slides, which I will pass. But the main point is that India has not only the land, but also the labor, but also the land, very fertile land, right? And it has the largest animal husbandry, the largest milk production, the largest many aspects of agro industry products, largest producers of the world, in the world. But nonetheless, they are not that efficient. Okay, so what we are saying is that how can we make it? Okay, how can we make this an efficient? Here is the graph that says anything less than 1 is favorable to India. Anything above 1 is not favorable to India in terms of productivity. And you can see Denmark creates an enormous amount of milk production. It's a small country. We may not agree with their best practices sometimes. That's okay. But it doesn't mean that we can leave these possibilities on the table lost. So enormous possibilities of productivity increases are possible in India. Okay, that's where I'm telling you 2 to 4x possibilities are there, in India in terms of the productivity. You remember that that how many times it's possible, the multiplier effect calculation I was showing, and this is one of the slides I was referring to that. So what we are saying is that the unorganized sector is the largest sector, but contributing very less. Let's make that a largest sector contributing not necessarily the highest amount of contribution, but at least even can we double it? That's a possibility. That's easier to envision and apply. And all these things will require extraordinary amount of big data we are talking about, and it is doable. Technology automation is doable. So we said that land has unraveled, yet productive levels are low, and the agricultural yields are, yields have low productivity. One of the very surprising things some people might say is that water is, we lack water, but it's really about we have enough water, but we don't, we could manage better for health and productivity. Here is a simple calculation that we are talking about. Something like 1,720 cubic meters of fresh water per person flows through India. Just 6% is, is what is just utilized in a way. Okay. So India is, we save only 6% of what we get annually. If we can double it, it will increase your productivity also. So there are many things like this that are favorable. So I can go back to this leverage strengths, utilize the happenings. For example, UWIN is a UWIN data source architecture is a happening thing, supported by the government of India. Okay, so sunshine, it's amazing. There is a saying that India can actually export solar fuel cells to the world. That much amount of sunshine it has. It has water, it has sunshine, it has a land, fertile land, people will. What else we need to act and bring together a credit management system specifically meant for this neediest, largest pie? Because largest pie in the sense that the large number of people are going to be affected by this and influenced by this, and their lifestyle is going to be improved upon. And I said also earlier that the farmers are the least affected so far. The million numbers, in April 2020, okay, who lost employment. Most of the people are small traders, bloomers, entrepreneurs, salaries, employees. But the farmers are, sustaining, resilient, and a little bit, in fact, growing actually. But when you compare with these things, it's a great growth. So I also want to attend one idea about the entrepreneurialism and innovation are keys for economic acceleration. And the strategic measurement of success is velocity of money with constant money supply, which means investing in products and services people need, providing employment opportunities, promoting commerce and regional economic integration, optimizing technologies, addressing environmental challenges, innovating for socio-economic objectives, and operationalizing it. And it's all about bringing together, again, I'm going back, bringing together data. So a specific application, are you seeing this slide? Analytics strategy, leveraging CIMA-PAC app. Everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes,
thanks.
sir.
Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy. So this D.A.T.A is specific to banking industry, specific to this, vision and proposal. I call it as CIMA-PAC application. That is what strategic economically. I give a terminology. I want to go back. Also has given that slide, and we worked on it. This is what it is: strategic, economically interconnected markets amongst producers and consumers, and it's a specific solution structure of D.A.T.A technologies. It's just a name. We need a concept, idea, and a name for that, and that's what it is. The solution that I'm talking about, can be, architected under this name called Strategic Economically Interconnected Markets Amongst Producers and Consumers. And I am not losing track of analytics here. I am not losing track of data here. I'm not losing track of technology, not losing track of A, because that is a specific application of D.A. And I am still talking about the high level. And it is very important. One of the things I tell my students is that it is very easy to do analytics, but it is very difficult to conceptualize what we want to do. And that is where I'm trying to get your attention, get your imagination, get your possibility thinking. And there is enough to be getting excited about this. And I also mentioned that, earlier that India has, interestingly, India has the largest number of entrepreneurs. Okay. And I know there are a lot of slides I have, one can go through that, but I want to build a story here. And there are many ways to build, walk through the architecture of the palace. My entry point could be, in here, and then come to the main story here. My entry point might be here, come to the same story here. But nonetheless, the reality is that India has the very fertile, usable land. The ethos of the people is that being entrepreneurial. And, it tells you here, the log of new firms, entrepreneurial firms versus the log of the change of GDP. You can see that very clear relationship. And India has it. So what is really, binding them? What is, shackling them? Okay. That is the credit industry right now that can be unleashed. And it is already happening. That's the beauty of it. So the credit industry is already unleashed in India. It's not anything new. India is now unleashing SME credit. SME, we don't have to just be tied to one word here, but the possibility is there. It is just a matter of rearranging some already happening things, if at all. And it is very cheaper and easier to reach the right people at the right time for credit. That's what the digital credit is all about. It's low cost, low risk, high speed. So when we have all those things, the SEMA Pack app with the concepts of big data, analytics, and our technology, automation, mobile, we can actually make this happen. So I keep coming back to this possibility. 2 trillion is a possibility. It's in fact many trillions we can make. The reason why I say that we can make many trillions is now there are a lot of things we can take into consideration. Remember, I'm not forgetting that it has the T.A has the analytics engineering component. The engine is really the analytics. Okay, and with more and more automation, it's not just about doing clustering algorithms. Those will be done very fast and easy. But let's conceptualize, think about the right thing to do, measure the right thing to accomplish, and address the largest pie, neediest population application, resilient segment, because we want to succeed in our ROI. And that has a transformative power for the large number of people, leveraging the strengths and utilizing the happening initiative. Okay, so that is the story of my today's talk. And I want to get your attention to this last slide. Wealth, which means talent, money, possibilities, are all hidden resource. It's uncovered by bold people, bold initiatives who, who envision it as relentless pursuit. On the way, influencing and capturing imagination of stakeholders, that is the people in the banking industry. The people like you folks, who are the best and brightest. There is no better joy than when we share it, once we find that hidden resource. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate deeply the opportunity for me to come to you all and share my, interest, share my, share my joyful interaction possibilities with the people in India, where I was born and raised. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Netra Sabamurthy, for that tremendously insightful presentation, power-packed presentation. May I say it's a very analytic presentation, and with specific focus to the subcontinent. The data and the dream which you put forward to us was extremely interesting and extremely encouraging. Thank you so much, sir. We do have certain questions that we have received, and because of time paucity, we'll be limiting the questions that we'll be putting forward to you, sirs, to maybe 3 or 4 questions. May I please request Chairman of the BFSI Committee Board, Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay, sir, to kindly put forward the questions which we have shortlisted from those that we have received. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sime Bagchi. Let me congratulate our Dr. Netta, sir. This is a mesmerizing program, sir. Mesmerizing presentation, because you have actually suggested, rather I should say, the suggestions for how India should ultimately remove the regional imbalance through this data, applications of data analytics also, because the integration of the region, integration of the growth in country and subcontinent, of course, that's a great, lesson for us. Of course, the time is a constant before us. We would have been very happy that another 2 hours we could afford, because I understand your presentation, every slide is a philosophy of life and how the subcontinent can have a progress. Sir, we will be listening to you, listening again, sir. We'll be requesting you, and we'll take privilege rather to hear, listen from you, and across all students, all India, we shall be holding this program again in a different way. Sir, one question, the questions that we have sorted out to the 2 speakers. I would first request what the questions have been pointed out to Dr. Vasudevan. The question is that how can a CMA play a role in banking analytics, as it seems to be technology-based applications?
That's a wonderful question, because this is something which normally is considered that data analytics, especially in the big data context, is a technology platform. But we are all CMAs. As a CMA, we are in the process of decision making. And for decision making, what is very, very important is the information that we need to gather. And this information comes from data. So the technology part will be taken care of by the industry segment by itself. I mean, there will be people who will be handling. But the real thinking, the real process that is involved, how to take decisions, those will be supported by technology. We are not going to be technocrat. We are going to be the people who are going to decipher, taking information, collect, use technology. So technology will be used for the purpose of decision making. That's where CMAs play a very big role. And as our institute slogan goes, behind every successful decision, there is a CMA. So how that can happen, especially in a technological world, we need to embrace this technology. We have to adapt ourselves to what's happening. And we need not be a technology person per se. We can definitely be those decision makers.
Yeah. Sir, let me inform you with this, when you have mentioned it, our institute is continuously striving hard to build skill, to develop capacity amongst the budding CMAs through various advanced courses. We have got data analytics courses. We have got our SAP FICO latest courses. HANA is there. So we are actually having a lot of courses now for development of skill amongst the CMAs. Thank you. Another question has come, sir. What will be the future for a CMA in a banking industry when such technological changes are happening?
Definitely, now that Dr. Netra has kind of opened up the various opportunities in which a banking, especially when it comes to credit management, ultimately when credit is going to be handled, there is a cost involved. So we need to understand how the benefits are going to be garnered. How are we going to envision the opportunities that are going to come, and see the cost benefit analysis, and accordingly place our resources, place our approaches, place our strategies accordingly, so that the best benefit can happen to the banks. That's where the CMA can play a very big role. And I want to make a further clarification on the technology part of it. On the big data analytics side, there are 2 components. One is the technology which provides the acts as a platform to speed up the data for deriving the data. But the analytical portion is going to be entirely done by CMA, cost and management accountants like us. It could be even an MBA or a cost and management accountant, because we are all in the process of decision making. We hold senior positions there. So we have to recommend to the management, we have to prescribe to the management, and for that we need to know what is going to happen through predictions. So we need to understand, analyze the past, predict the future, and accordingly prescribe. That's where for every banking industry, for that matter, any industry, we can play a role. And when you talked about courses, programs for the institute, we'll be very, very happy as an institute to run joint certification programs for specifically for the students of Institute of Cost Accountants. And we can design programs specifically in terms of banking analytics or insurance analytics. In fact, in terms of insurance analytics, we can go into individual life insurance. We can get into the general insurance sector. Health analytics is also another area. Health insurance analytics. We have done some, we have come up with some solutions using AI in trying to find out how fraudulent claims can be detected using AI. So those things, like it requires a thought process where CMAs can play a very big role. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Vasudevan. For your information from the BFSI, we have launched to have a critical knowledge on the credit. We have launched a course on credit management of the banks for our CMAs, who are qualified CMAs. Even the students who are appearing for CMA qualification, they can also enter. We have also come out with a certificate course on treasury and international banking, because we want to build again a skill amongst the CMAs. So I understand you are suggesting for another level where the credit after the credit management course, they can go for the credit analytics course to this particular process of artificial intelligence. What is going to be the future of the banking system? Sir, thank you for your insight. The questions now to Dr. Netra Sambamurthy, sir. For a country as vast and complex as India, with so much unorganized sectors, how do you think this ML and AI, machine learning and artificial intelligence will work?
Thank you. Are you able to hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it's very interesting. Because of technology, our interactions with people have increased today around the world, not just within India alone. Because of technology, we are capturing more and more newer type of data. Because of technology, we can actually reach the masses. So that's the conclusion. So in fact, the technology is what is making it a possibility today. This very difficult issue of such a wide, so many languages, so many cultures, so many different regions, we can serve them as if it is happening in real time, like what we are doing today, right now, interacting with you and all the other distinguished people. We will be able to interact with the various socioeconomic groups. So we are actually fit for the time. And that's another point I want to mention. The time cannot be better than this to serve this neediest, resilient segment that has the largest pie to share among the people in terms of the participation of the people as well as for the participation of the industry. Okay, and that has a transformative effect on 100+ million people. So it's all happening because it's the right time. We have the technology on hand to do that, and AI ML is only going to facilitate this process. And
thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, very interesting question has come after hearing keenly from you that how practical will it be for a bank to invest $2 billion, as you have mentioned in your presentation.
Fascinating, and I worry about these statements myself too. Is it possible? I'm actually excited about it. Is absolutely possible. Nowadays we don't even have to actually wait for the government to invest money. They will definitely facilitate the process, but there is enough market in the world that Indian banks are actually tapping into right now. For example, State Bank of India and then few other banks have actually gotten investment, through bond issues, billions and billions of dollars. So getting $2 billion for a return on, I'm talking about, really phenomenal returns. Will anybody wait? I think they want to jump in. So there are many creative changes to this idea that you can think about it, how we can bring together these $2 billion investments into this particular SEMA pack application specific to the neediest, largest pie. So I am more excited about the possibility that it is a happening thing. It can happen. It is just the will. It is the wish that we can go after together and tap into this one. If you do this, it will happen. Believe me. I don't know how else to say this, because I see the economics of the investments. I see the economics of the world's markets. I see the potential of the people who are entrepreneurially sound. In a place where land, labor, sunshine, water, everything is there to tap. And the world actually wants to, people are interested in the other people's well-being also. So there is a I would say social interest also for the corporates. They will invest money. 2 billion is actually nothing. There is so much market available there.
Thank you, sir.
In an Indian context, sorry, can I add one more point here? In an Indian context, probably there could be a lead banker who can add on a few other banks also, and so that the entire 200 million can be pumped in, and so that the benefit is effective. There could be a lead banker like State Bank, and other banks can pitch in, and so that the benefit is shared between all, and it reaches out to the larger mass, effectively ensuring the strategic growth of the country.
Exactly. It's a beautiful point, right? So it doesn't, see, this is what I meant as a creative, solution. There are any number of creative possibilities. So he is talking about the consortium of banks coming together, because 2 billion is a large amount of money. Everybody wants to jump in, and it's a possibility. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Basu.
Sir, many questions have come. Only one last questions we are taking. And I think we are already running out of time. We are very much thankful, grateful to the participants who are patiently attending this program. What is the cost benefit or return on investment by using banking analytics platform? What is the cost benefit or return on investment by using banking analytics platform?
Okay. Thank you. Actually, I have one of the slides there, right? With detailed calculation of how, how the $2 billion investment will grow into $20 billion. Because once we show more and more return, people just want to invest more and more. They believe in that, they can grow into their investments. But the point is, it starts with 2 billion, as an initial investment, and grows into 20 billion eventually in 10 years. But the point is, it is having impact of anywhere from 30 to X to 1,000 plus X. It's just somewhere the good number will fall there. It's not definitely going to be 32. I believe in that. Okay, because it is, as I said, it's it's not. We don't need to get to $1.1 trillion milk production alone. The agro industry is $1.8 trillion. It's not just just doubling it $1.8 trillion to $3.6 trillion. In fact, it can go more than many times. So $2 trillion it's a possibility. And that is the return we are talking about when we go with the 2 billion to from 2 billion to 20 billion to 2 trillions. Okay, 2 trillion. Okay, so we are talking about many. It's not 10x. It's 100. It's not 10x. It is 100x.
Okay.
Return.
Sir, I think a lot of questions are there. Very interesting questions. But I think the time of positive time is there, and I am also very much grateful to you because you have joined from USA. I know that you have just got up from your bed, at least very early in the weather dawn. So I don't want to put a lot more questions to you. We will be definitely having such program in future because you have enthused us. You have increased our thirst, and you have to quench our thirst only. Because without quenching our thirst, we are not going to leave you. So with this, I am just going to hand it over to our Dr. CMA Porubakji to navigate the concluding program.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we are so very grateful that the question and answers were answered with such clarity. However, as Chittaranjan sir said, because of paucity of time, we are not able to answer all the questions. We are sure that in the forthcoming programs, we may be able to address them. And we have with us our Honorable Vice President of the Institute, CMA Raju Iyer sir, a powerhouse of technical knowledge. And may I please request Raju sir, if you kindly extend the vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Raju sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We had a very excellent, mesmerizing session. I'm very much thankful to Chairman of BFSA Committee, Chitran Chatterjee, and a member, CMA H. Padmanabhan, and our President, CMA Visru Basaji, for arranging this mesmerizing session. And it was highly valuable, and we have got so many new things, and how the D.A.P.A. can move, and how it can be sentiment analytics and process can be useful, and how the CMA can be useful in all these things. And here, Mr. Netra Samamurthy has highlighted how the analysis can be used in the entire banking industry, and how all algorithms are connected technology and creating every value, and it is a key component, and how utilities can be used in any industry, how the 2 billion finance can be arranged, how it can be moving, and how the economy can be moved, what are the natural resources available to India, what is the advantage India is having, and it has been highlighted very well by Netra Samamurthy, and he has given a new package, SEMA pack, where strategic, economically interconnected marketing and producers and the consumers, how it can be connected, how the farmers can be benefited. And we are having our agricultural task force, which we have prepared the concept paper. So these type of things can be very much useful, and we have to interconnect with our program, and so that it can be very much useful, and we will be able to suggest to government and the various authorities where the real benefits can be taken, and how the wealth, talent, and money, and the possibilities and the hidden resources can be used by CMA. And Vasudevan sir, as usual, he has addressed us in lot of forums, and he is very close friend of us. He has highlighted how the focus role of CMAs in the technology world, and how the technology can create lot of, and how the money matters, and how the banking is involved in money, and how the banking is very much required for all sections of society, and how it can be developing the economy, and D.A.P.A. analytics, and how it will be helpful. And Dr. Utpal Chakravarti has highlighted how the artificial intelligence, how the digital formation, and it can be moving, and how the cognification can be useful in all the industries, and how it will be very much useful. So the session was very much valuable, and it was highly technical oriented, and it was mesmerizing us. And for the last 2 hours, we don't know what has happened. It was only lot of inputs. How we are going to use the output, that rests with us. Now it is not only the BFSA committee, but all the committees, including CAT and the AIT and our International Standard Board, all the committees has worked together to how to develop these concepts, and how we can reach to our members, and how our members' capacity can be built. Here, the capacity building is more important. How we can add various courses. Of course, we are having various courses by BFSA and Board of Advanced Studies, but these courses have to reach the members. And these type of new technology, new ideas has to come into our members, infuse to our members, which can really add value to our members and value to our profession. So our professional excellence can be highlighted to the concerned authorities, and especially the Minister Nitin Gadkari asked us to give the performance appraisal, performance audit. So how these things can be linked to performance audit, because these are the things, thematic and all those things, not only the corporate, but the industry, where we can really add value. The adding value to the industry is more important than adding value to the corporate, because industry consists of very wider aspects. We have to look now at the macro level, not only at the micro level. At the macro level, we have to add value, and how all these things can be this, and we have to use our resource persons, Mr. Vasudevan and the Netra Samamurthy, to effectively and get all the things incorporated, and there should be an inclusive growth of all. So that we have to highlight. I request Chittaranjan and Padmanabhan to use these resources, and where they are fully involved, and get all the things, and we can, so that we can reach them. Thank you very much, Netra Samamurthy, and our good friend Vasudevan. And
now I will request for Padmanabhan sir, who will be also adding some flavor in this program. Padmanabhan sir, please.
Thank you so much, Yatoda. In fact, I was raising the hand, and because Raju Iyer sir has very nicely concluded, and he has highlighted, and we should tell Raju Iyer sir, despite of so many assignments as Honorable Vice President of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, took the responsibility even when he was before becoming vice president itself. He took the initiative that agricultural this thing and pan India. In fact, Chitoda, Murthy sir, everybody have helped like Santosh Sharma sir and Raju Ayers are connecting with many people in the south, east, I mean west, north. Other than that, that farmers because our Netra Sambamurthy, the name itself tell Netra means eye, that Netram, that this thing, and he has told very nicely about like Lord Shiva with the third eye. He told about the sun as the natural resource. What is sun? SUN. It is sincerely utilize the natural resources. That was the wonderful this thing which Sambamurthy sir told. I was Sambamurthy sir. Shall I tell you one thing? In my childhood days, when my parents told me that how much importance is water, natural resources. That day itself, we stopped taking bath in the shower because once we take bath from shower, it consumes more than 3 buckets of water. Rather, when we take bath with a bucket of water, even in hotels where we stay, people used to ask me, "You are a council member, you are asking for a bucket and a mug." I don't take bath in the shower, even in 7-star, 5-star hotel or in a railway station or bus stand where we take bath. We are all simple people, but with some position in different layer. From that day, Sambamurthy sir, we take bath with a minimum of 1 bucket or 3/4 of a bucket. Because today, what we use a little bit less or required, maybe future generation will have, and they will not blame the elders or the seniors for misusing the natural data analytics. I never felt that natural resources, sun and the thing, you will bring it really fantastic. And Vasudevan sir, hats off to him. He was substantiating to one of the last question by telling about the only thing is Vasudevan sir, if we permit him, he will include even a blood bank also for data analytics. That is what I feel. A fantastic session. Utpal sir, as Raju Ayer sir told also, he also told in a different this thing, being an existing banker. Chitoda, one huge request has come. You know, since I am in WhatsApp, more than 137 WhatsApp group, 77 Telegram group. In Twitter, I am followed by more than 11,900 some followers. In Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, the demand has come that why don't take it as a criticism. It is a pat on your back, Chitoda. What they are telling, they want exclusive session from Netra Sambamurthy sir and exclusive session from Vasudevan sir. Not together because now examination is also going on. So Raju Ayer sir has told very clearly, the Honorable Vice President, that such quality personalities, if they have time, you may request Netra Sambamurthy sir, Vasudevan sir, or type of eminent personality. If they have time, we should bring them what they are suggesting separately, so that what they are students, exclusively student, they have only one. You are all talking about data analytics. They question me, Papan bhai, you are all talking about data analytics. We have only 1.5 GB data per day. We also want to enjoy YouTube and this thing. So such a quality this thing, why don't you make that eminent speakers for one section each, so that we will have the privilege of this thing. That is the great this thing. Thanks I should tell from the heart of the participant, especially the youth. Netra Sambamurthy sir and Vasudevan sir, you should listen. That youth is interested now in all these things. Youth, the generation next, because see, one among the 5 youth in the entire world is an Indian.
Yes.
The youth
Yes.
of India is going to rule this world, and they are requesting quality, eminent, efficient, effective faculty members like Sambamurthy sir, Vasudevan sir should be given separate slot. I am not telling Chitoda because you know my nature. If they have not done properly, I will tell openly. My nature is like that.
Yes.
This is a huge demand from this thing, and the people from USA, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Gulf, they are also attending. They have sent me message that whether it is possible for exclusive program on related topics, maybe with a different subject, if institute feels so, like that they have written. Netra Sambamurthy sir and Vasudevan sir, I am not going to thank you. I am going to thank Chittoda because he is the
Right.
hero who
You are
brought
absolutely.
this thing. So through
You said it
Chittoda,
right.
I can thank this thing on behalf of the BFSI, on behalf of the Institute of Cost
Thank
Governance of India, and very nice. And I am watching Raju Iyer sir attending the whole event throughout. That shows the spirit and interest shown by Raju Iyer sir, because with all these things he is also performing very well, especially for the farmers. Farmers, according to me, are living God. Recently I saw the Tamil movie also, Bhuminathan. I remembered when Samba Murthy sir was explaining, I was remembering that Bhuminathan movie, that what is that? Jayam Ravi, somebody, hero.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie, sir. I haven't seen that movie.
So I was thinking that that resemblance, how that human being are so much attached for the well-being of the future. So Sambamurthy sir, being a younger brother to you, kindly accept our pranams to you, sir. And Vasudevan sir, as Raju Iyer sir told, a very great organizer. He himself is an organizer. He can do a lot of this thing. So with this humble request to Chittoda, on behalf of all the youngsters, students from various things, they have also sending me personal messages, because now examination is going on, Sambamurthy sir, that some of the passed out students are also, they have written, members have written. So hats off, as I told, hearty congratulations to BFSI. Hats off to Arup Bakshi sir, Madhusmita madam, Dibendra Roy sir, DP Nandi sir, the entire team. And most importantly, Raju sir, you should thank our Sujoy Kundu. He is the person taking care of that without any technical, because data analytics in between Vasudevan sir went and came. That is not the mistake of Sujoy Kundu. Your network, but he has managed it so nicely, fantastically.
I concede.
Sujoy Kudu, if you can accept my thanks also as a council member, as your own elder brother Papan Bhai. So many thanks, hearty congratulations, and pranams to Netra Sabab Murthy sir and Vasudevan sir. Maybe Utpal sir has gone, but still, as Raju sir told, we thank him also. So all the best. And I have become more thrilled now. Waiting for one more exclusive, not one more, minimum one more exclusive sessions of Vasudevan sir, our Netra Murthy sir, everybody. I am telling you, because this should not be one-time webinar. That is what Raju sir, if I am correct, when you did the program for that on a Farmers' Day in December 23rd or something, I don't remember the date. Jamshedpur, this thing. What Nitin Gadkari sir told, what Anurag Thakur sir told, what many ministers, it should not be one time webinar. It should be a series, because it cannot be told in a nutshell. If I am wrong, Netra sir, please correct me. It should be a series. Then only that it can be shared in a step-by-step this thing.
Yeah, sustained effort. Sustained effort.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sustained this thing, sustainability should be there. Maybe after 1 or 2 months, Chittoda will be in touch with you. And I am thankful to Almighty that I am today a part of this thing. Thanks to Chittoda for giving me also a chance as a banker or as a CMA or as a student, whatever it is, from the institute side, on behalf of the Honorable President, Honorable Vice President, the entire team of CMA fraternity, we thank the eminent speakers. Thank you. And thank you, Chittoda, for watching my raising the hand and giving me a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmanabhan sir. Thank you, Chittoda sir. Thank you, Raju Iyer sir. Thank you, Sujoy Kundu. And
Sujoy is the hero. Yes.
Yeah. And for Padmanabhan sir, in between I went to US to meet, just to say hello to Netra sir, and I came back.
Oh, come.
No, Netra Sabha Murthy sir already told this digital world is such this thing, social this thing, we can connect anyone, everywhere. In
So I just took a break.
Bhuminathan film, they are taking us to Mars, and now Netra sir has taken us to Sun. Whatever you want. Sun is sincerely utilize the natural resources. That is the message, cryptic meaning our Honorable Dr. Netra sir has conveyed. This is what I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.